Hi there, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. I am back, and today we are talking once again about collecting, and we're going to be navigating the world of collecting at a time when it suddenly got pricier to collect. Right here in the Call to Cinema. So my good friend Ryan, from the Disconnected, talked about this, and he was the one that really put it up on his company's Facebook page. So I'm going to take a bit from that, and we're going to go from there. We're going to talk about more how to collect than causation, because uh, I think that for my channel is the best way to go about this stuff. But reading directly from the website, because I wanted to make sure that I got everything 100% correct. And basically, the tariffs put in have caused a lot of boutique labels that the manufacturing costs are going up, increased by as much as 20%. What does that mean? It means that those labels, it's going to cost them more to actually manufacture each and every release. Which is going to inevitably have a cost that's going to come on to the consumer as well. It's going to be a really hard and a make and break time for a lot of boutique labels and places that deal primarily with boutique labels. Orbit DVD, for instance, has increased tariff fees for the UK and Australia by 10%. And that being said, please understand, as Ryan puts there, companies aren't doing this, just to get more money. They're doing this because they've been backed into a corner where they have to. Now, that's about as far as I'm going to get into it on that side of it. Bad economic choices have caused some companies to be in some bad positions. Hell, even bigger companies like Nintendo are having to look at what's being done for their Switch 2 in certain regions. So, with that being said, you don't want to hear me talk about that aspect of it, at least not here. What you want to hear me talk about is, okay, I love to collect, I love movies, what do I do? So let's get into that. So when I break down the viewership on my channel, a large portion of you guys are from the US, with next being like UK and Europe and Canada. Uh, so I want to go into different aspects of collecting and what you can do to continue to like collect and hopefully ease your pocketbook a little bit. So let's just go into the first one right now, and that is where there's going to be a lot of smaller companies, especially, that are going to be more affected by this. Then buying directly from those companies, uh, when you can, might actually be able to offset the cost of buying them like through like a third party, like from an Amazon or somewhere like that, or a place that they can actually, where that manufacturing money cost goes right back to the company. That is, if it's available for you and you're able to afford that, support the companies that you really mean a lot to you, because that's going to be the things that keep them alive. But now let's get into the logistics of it. Everybody's got a level that they're going to hit on their pocketbook and stuff like that, especially right now, and how much money they can put away as a kind of mad money to buy like their movies and their physical media. So what do we do there? There are more boutique labels out there than you and I actually realize a lot of the times, especially in the area and region that we live in. I live in Morocco, which is in North Africa, so a lot of the stuff I get is when I fly out to places like Spain or France or London or Canada. And for me, it behoves me to look for titles that are good within that region. Now, if you're living in the United States, then going to have a lot of like big local labels that you can look into, whether that's either Vinegar Syndrome or Severin. A lot of the smaller companies like Deaf Crocodile, TerraVision, Fun City Editions. Um, I definitely give them a look. You buying with local companies as opposed to importing some stuff may be a bit of a choice right now, but it may be something that makes it a little bit easier on your pocketbook. And this channel is meant to celebrate collecting and to hope and hopefully make things a bit easier on your pocketbook, so you can enjoy doing it and be not as stressed out when it comes to buying your physical media. So, for instance, for me, I get a lot of stuff from Europe. So here is a company out of uh, out of Spain, and it is a legit company because I know there's the gray market region stuff too. And this is their FX2 release. Of course, it's put out by in North America. For instance, you can get the Kino Lorber edition or one of the other editions. This one here is a limited 165 out of 1200 release. And just to give you an idea of exactly what is there, we're going to open up this release right now. We're going to look at it, and you can see how cool releases like in your area might be. So if you live in Europe, and you live in Europe, or you live in area like that, then releases like these can be extremely kind of fun to collect. Now I know if you're like an English-speaking person like myself, sometimes a lot of these, like the featurettes and stuff, are done in different languages. But for me, that makes me look at, well, what movies do I really want? Like, am I buying for the feature? Or am I buying actually for the movie? That's when these things are actually kind of cool. So I'm going to show you one here. Look at that. Look how cool that is. See, I'm not normally a card guy, but I do like these. These are fun. And it's nice to see releases like this come out. And there's releases like of different size and different caliber in whatever region that you live in. Now, companies like Arrow Video and stuff put out things in the United States as well, in Canada, and sometimes they'll like things will go over there, and I'm not quite sure how they deal with that type of stuff. Will this limit the releases that they put out there? I don't know. I'm not an expert. I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is that there's enough different companies out there and enough things within your grasp to get right now that for the time period, getting things either locally or from a company that ships it in at a decent price is your best option. Want to see another like limited release? I want to go with this is the Shogun release. I'm a massive fan of this miniseries. I grew up reading the James Clavell books. I had a big James Clavell set when I was a kid from Double A Books, I think. And there's the cards that come with it on the back. It's 3 discs. There's some featurettes in here, which I'm sure are probably mostly in Spanish, but they're English. Some of these are English-speaking people, so it will be, some of this is in English, which is super cool. But it's fun to look at releases in your area. So if you're here from the UK and you're here from from London or Scotland or somewhere like that, then releases like whether it be like a French release or a German release or a Spanish release, there's so many good options out there for you to choose from. If you're watching this from the United States, there are some amazing options in the US and some incredible companies that they have that are already very well known. But for the people outside, it's going to help to realize that there's places like in Italy, like Midnight Factory, which if you haven't looked into them, oh my God, the stuff they put out is absolutely freaking incredible. To be honest here, as collectors, a lot of us have a backlog of movies that we still haven't got to. And there's always that song, if you can't, love the one you want, love the one you're with. So love the titles that you do have. and understand that this might be a time when you may not be able to get as many as you want. So get the ones that you know you are really truly going to love. Well, my birthday recently happened, and I'll do a big unboxing thing later on. There's one on my Patreon stuff. So there's really quickly, that's stuff that I got to get through, that I got to watch, and I'll be watching those and enjoying those titles. And some of the stuff that I haven't watched in a while, as opposed to probably going out and feeling that I have to grab everything. Now, that being said, there is going to be a bit of FOMO for some people based on the fact that they're going to be worried about increasing costs and increasing prices. So how do we deal with the FOMO of it? Anybody that has been collecting physical media for any length of time understands FOMO, the fear of missing out. And that is going to become a bit prevalent now as costs and prices start to rise. Are you worried that a company is going to, or that this company is smaller, so it may not be around all the time? Are you worried that there's going to be a release that's going to be a bit more limited, or it's going to be a bit hard to get because of costs? Well, here's what I have to say when it comes to that, is that please, support the companies that you really want to get the releases from, especially if it's like a smaller company that has to work harder and probably pay more expenses out of pocket. But it's all matters to what you want and what you like, and know that there's different options out there. Arrow Video put out a really nice, really cool edition of the movie True Romance, and I was going to pick it up a few times, and I didn't. True Romance is one of my favorite films. I don't know why I didn't pick it up, but then I was in Spain, and I came across this one here for about 15 euros. So really inexpensive. It was a limited edition release. There you go, those lovely limited editions. And it actually came with cards and a tattoo. So who doesn't love that? And it has some really nice features, and it does have both editions of True Romance on here. It includes the director's cut as well as the original theatrical cut of it as well. So there are options out there. Don't let yourself get too sucked into the fact that, oh no, if I miss out on this, I may never get it again. But you live in an area where you can get this for cheaper. I'm in the United States right now. There will be different options even within the country that you're in. And companies change and have like titles for lesser periods of times in a lot of cases right now. So please don't let the FOMO get you. But just get the stuff that you really love. And that may be more limited than what you used to get. But there's an excitement to that. There's a joy to that. This doesn't have to be a negative. We don't have to use this as a negative aspect of it. There are negatives in the fact that there are companies that are going to be really, really facing some hard times right now. And that's the rough part about it. But how we can make it positive for us is for us to like basically look at the stuff that we really want, to really start to look at the stuff that we collect, and not collect because of a number on it, not collect because it's something that your friends might get before you. Don't collect it because your favorite YouTuber got it. Collect it because it's something that means something to you. It's something that you love and something that is special to you. Maybe there'll be less blind buys now, or maybe, who knows, maybe you're a blind buyer and that's just what you're going to do, and you're like, okay, a lot of these are new to me, so I'm going to blind buy this. I'm going to go based on reviews. Look at reviews for things like that. Look at titles when it comes to that. Is this going to affect pre-orders? I don't know, but I would say people are going to like look stronger when it comes to releases that they're going to pick up right now, and that's okay. It's like there's nothing wrong with us making more informed decisions with our trust me, as a guy has made so many uninformed and bad decisions when it comes to buying things. The buck stops right here, guys. Then if something's going to make me get more informed with my decisions, it's not always a bad thing. We have lived through physical media is dead. streaming's taking over. Oh, streaming's not so good. People are going back to physical media. We will get through this, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun along the way. Always remember, like, everything doesn't have to be new either. There are your local thrift stores. There's places you can go, whether like you can get a cheaper deal at a half price books, a Barnes Noble, or if you're living in an area like me or like Malcolm, who's on the channel, does. It's like we'll go to a CX. There's releases you'll find for actually decent prices. So it helps to bargain shop as well. You can find some really cool releases where you're said, "Oh man, I picked that up for full price. I'm kicking myself. I could have got that for a lot cheaper." So there are those options there as well. There's a lot of things and a lot of ways that we can take things. So above all, at the end of the day, please have fun when you're collecting. For all the smaller companies that are out there right now, I'm fingers crossed that we all get through this together and we see a lot of great releases and great companies in the future. Is it going to affect companies? Yes, it most definitely is. It's going to affect manufacturing costs, and that's going to affect costs when they're moving things in and out of different countries. How much is going to be based on? Well, we're not going to. I'm not here to give you an economics discussion. That's not what my channel is for. But it's something that we're facing. It's something that we're going to have to go through, and that a lot of us are going to have to go through together. So hopefully, this video was able to help out a bit when it comes to looking at ways to get releases. Whether you decide to go thrift, whether you shop more locally, whether you're like looking more at the type of releases that you've enjoyed and that you've loved in the past, then those are all options and ways to go about collecting. Whether you're starting to call the herd, look at the stuff that you're buying and that you're watching. Look at the stuff that you're watching. Look at the stuff that's giving you the most pleasure, and go in that direction. Go towards that. For me, I got Canadian TV series of this too, the 2 seasons of that. So, and these were movies that I really enjoyed. So this is something that I'll watch not just once. I'll watch like several times. This is going to be like at least a once or twice a year type of thing. I'm a big fan of the FX films, and I wish there were more. Let that be your guide in what you love and what's going to be interesting to you. With that being said, my name is Aaron. Please comment in the comment section down below. Let me know how you're going to go. Please keep it respectful, and don't go attacking other people. I want to be able to keep my comment section on. I have a good discussion going back and forth about collecting the physical media itself, and how you're going to go about it. What maybe you're from a different region. Maybe you have some suggestions for people in Italy, or have suggestions for people in Scotland or London, suggestions for people in Canada or the United States, of labels that they may have missed out on, labels that they may not have realized are putting out some incredible releases. So put that in the comment section down below, and let people know some great places where you go to shop that you find some great deals. My name is Aaron. Thank you for watching. As always, enjoy. I'll see you next time, and hit it, subscription sloth.
Oh God. Subscription sloth here. Just want to remind you that I know in the summertime especially it can be super warm and lazy. But if you're liking this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go that step further and join the Patreon, there's a link for that down below. You can super sticker, super chat, or donate. But above all, just lie back and enjoy the video, because that's what I'm going to do.
Ah, you're still here. You stayed after the credit sequence. A lot of people don't. You always see something cool when you do, though. This is the original Spanish film that Vanilla Sky was remade from. It is an incredible film. This is a digibook release from Divizia, who does some incredible stuff. In other words, Mercury Films does some incredible stuff in Spain. And yes, it also starred even younger at the time, Penelope Cruz, who was absolutely gorgeous in this film. And this is my favorite version of this. Vanilla Sky is good, but this, for me, is better. And I'm very stoked to have this release. And I'm, by the way, what was it called? It was called Open Your Eyes, which I do think is also, considering what the movie is, a bit of a better title. See you next time.